Hey my friends, Dr. Groovy, Scott Grove from GroovyMusicLessons.com with our slide guitar and standard tuning part 10 here. Today we're actually going to concentrate on the D shape slide that we learned a few lessons ago, and strictly on that so we can kind of drive it home. You'll always use, D, F, and A shapes, but I just want to concentrate on the D since we've done all the other ones up to now in a little further depth than this one. Okay, so with the backing track, I'm going to do some very boring stuff in D, but in the D shape. I'm sorry, we are in the key of E, but it will teach you how to deal with that shape. Okay, so here's the kind of stuff that we can and will be doing for today. So that kind of stuff. It's all just over top of a D shape. So if that interests you, which it better, by golly, stick around. Okay, thanks for sticking around, kiddies. Like I said, we're going to do this in the D shape, but we are in the key of E. So if you take your D, move it up 2 frets. Okay, that's the pattern we're looking at. So we're going to be putting the slide on a D shape. So we're going to be going from the G string 4th fret, B string 5th, and 4th fret on the high E. Now we're actually going to be adding, the main other notes we're going to be adding will be on that shape, are going to be the next fret on the high E, the 5th, and then the 7th. Okay, so we have, okay, if you want to, you can add to that on the G string from 4 to 6, but the other one will definitely be on your E note, the B string, 5th fret, is going back 2 frets for our 7th. Let me turn off that thing and make connection. So you can get our 7th. Okay, and going up 3 frets. That gives you your blues flatted 3rd. Okay, so again, we're going up to actually the 8th fret. Sorry if I screwed that one up. Okay, so okay, and that's what we'll be looking at on the E chord. Okay, and then when it goes to the A, we'll still be looking at the basic shape of the chord, of course. We won't be doing a 7th on the A at all. Then back down to the E, doing the typical stuff. Now, when it goes to B, we have a choice of going up to the E stuff a whole octave higher, or staying back here where we originally started. So it's a matter of if you like the D-shaped sound, just like I did it way up high. Okay, so anyway, on the very beginning of it, I'm going to have you do this. Okay, so that gets you, that's going from the high E, 5, 4, and then to the B string on 5. That's sliding it down to the 3rd fret, so we get our 7th. Then you slide it back up to the E note. Okay, so that's all I did from that shape, because we don't need to use every single note in our bag of tricks. Now when it goes to the A, it's up to you. We can pick any of those notes. I will do the same thing as before, then pick out some others. So all I did was traced out that D shape. When I went to the A, I just traced it. Okay, so for the most part, I was on the G string at 9, B string, of course, on the A at 10, and back to 9 again on the high E, and 10 on the high E, and 12. Back to E, I just simply opted to hit the E at the G string on the 9th fret, because it was right there, and then went back and got there. When we went to the B, I did the tracing of the D shape again. But it was when we went to the A, I got away from the A altogether and went right to the the D shape up there where the E stuff is. I just blew off the fact that there was even an A there. Again, because whatever's on the 1 chord, the E, we can play in A as well. Okay? So when it went to from the B, I just went, because I wanted everything I had to say to be up in that D shape. Okay, so I took the whole time over A and over E to be playing stuff that was just an octave up of where we originally started, because I wanted to be up there more than I was. Okay, so I'll play that same idea. You can watch it. Again, I'm going to try to stick around to what I've been actually showing you, just basically around that shape of the D, and adding in those 2 other notes for the most part on the high E strings. Okay. So that's the gist of it. It's just hanging around that D shape. Again, you don't want to do much on that. It's sticking around the D shape. Then if I have to go to the A shape, it's right there. And everything sounds different, and it doesn't sound like you're just jumping from one D chord shape to another D chord shape to another D chord shape like we were actually doing. But then when it goes to finally the B, you can come down here and do an F shape. And when it goes back to the A, I again would opt for the stuff in E. I'll go for an A shape in E. Okay, so hope that one helps out, and hope you've enjoyed the series on the slide guitar and standard tuning. I'll do more of them, but again, work on the D shape and work on them, the F shape and the A shapes, and putting them back and forth with which one's closest to the other. So you were in E here, you can be an A, by doing an F shape right there, back to the E, and then the B is already right there in an A shape. So go back and check out those lessons on all the shapes and learn to play them as close together as possible, just so you'll know them, and then actually play them spread way apart as well, so you have some dynamic range from here to way up here to make things more exciting when you're playing it. Okay, so yeah, practice being boring so you can be great later. And that's why we have to all do it. Just start at one certain point, bore ourselves to death, but until we have it all ingrained in our membrane. All right, so you guys stay groovy. We'll be here with something totally different manana, so take care.